Hello there, woven web enthusiasts. Today we have a story from a gentleman that gave his girlfriend flowers, but he did it anonymously. He didn't sign the card. So after you listen to this story and listen to the comments, what are your thoughts? What kind of advice would you give to this guy and this girl in this situation based on your life experiences? He writes in the Relationship Advice subreddit, I sent my girlfriend a box of flowers anonymously the day after Christmas. I don't really know what prompted me to do this, but I definitely didn't get the reaction I was expecting. For context, I'm 28 and she's 27. We've been dating on and off for about 5 years, but we got serious in 2022. Became stable, exclusive, and started talking about moving in together in the near future. 2023 was pretty rough for both of us individually and financially, but our relationship has been fine, or so I thought, up until now. Like I said in the beginning, I sent her a box of flowers, and these were not cheap. Now, I didn't put a note on it, nor did I tell her that I was sending her flowers. Now, on the day of delivery, they called and said they would be delivering them to her in an hour. I took it upon myself to pick up her favorite breakfast and go surprise her with that after the flowers were delivered. First red flag. When I was close to her apartment and started calling her to tell her that I was surprising her with breakfast and would be outside in a few minutes, she didn't pick up the phone. She texted me and told me she was on the phone handling something and would call me back. About 10 or 15 minutes of waiting, still no call back. I texted her and said I'd picked up breakfast for her and that I was outside if she could just come down and get me. Well, she read my message and didn't respond for another few minutes before calling me back and saying she was coming down. Now, she didn't say anything about the flowers, even though I knew they'd been delivered because I'd got a picture from the delivery driver with the flowers in front of her door. So she comes down and greets me with a hug and a kiss, the usual, and we go upstairs. The flowers were nowhere to be seen, and she was mad jumpy. Kind of guided me to the couch and was really weird about me getting up and moving around her apartment. She kept asking me if I wanted anything, water or whatever, and said she would bring it to me, and she doesn't normally do this. What was weird to me was the fact that she was glued to her phone, texting the whole time, and she seemed a little upset. I didn't say anything about the flowers. I told her I'd just come by to drop off breakfast, and I had to go handle some things, and I would call her later. I got up and left, and she let me leave without a second thought. A few days passed by as normal, and still no mention of the flowers from her. Then, on New Year's Eve, we were at a party together, and she got a little drunk, and in the middle of the conversation about something completely off topic, she stops mid-sentence and says, By the way, did you send me flowers the other day? I said yes, and she said they didn't have a note or anything and asked why I didn't tell her. I told her it was on a whim, and I had kind of forgot, and instantly our conversation was interrupted by the 30 seconds to midnight countdown. The rest of the night was normal. So today I went to her apartment again, and now the flowers are on her living room table in plain sight. I mentioned that I hadn't seen them last time I was there, and she claimed they hadn't been delivered yet. Now, I know for a fact that's a lie. The question is she cheating on me? And now for the comments starting off. Honestly, I'd be creeped out about the random flowers with no note attached, but knowing that I'm faithful to my man, I would have asked him about him instead of hiding it. Same. The only reason I can think of her not saying anything is either she has a side piece or she told someone no and thought it was from them and creeped out. Anonymous surprise flowers are scary, honestly, especially if you've encountered someone creepy that's recent. That was my read too. It sounds like she wasn't comfortable displaying them in case boyfriend didn't buy them for her. Someone buying her flowers doesn't necessarily mean she was cheating, although it can. Her caginess might just mean she was worried OP might think she was, or that she was concerned she might have a stalker. Those are both valid concerns for a woman who just had a total stranger send her flowers. I've worked for a few different florists, and a couple of them don't allow anonymous flower deliveries at all because they've dealt with stalker situations before. To be honest, I'm shocked you didn't visit her residence and discover them outside. I personally would have been creeped out by the anonymous flowers and would not even have went out and picked them up. That is something that makes me think she might actually be cheating on him. Why is it normal for women not to share these things with their partner if they're actually loyal? Panic. It's a human thing. Out of the blue, when you first wake up, you get flowers at your door with no note. She could have been chewing out an ex she thought sent them and was stressed out just trying to start her damn day and not playing little kid games with her boyfriend and his insecure loyalty tests. Panic so much you hide them before bringing your boyfriend up? And a new line of comments, sounds like a stupid game. Did you already have reason to believe she was cheating? She probably was uncomfortable receiving the flowers without a note and didn't want to cause problems by bringing it up to you, as it seems you already suspect her of cheating. She probably did talk to people to see if they knew where the flowers were from. Doesn't necessarily mean she was talking to an affair partner. She could have been texting a friend. I agree on this. Getting flowers anonymously would make me super paranoid, and if your partner tends towards jealousy, that is even more stressful. I had a colleague whose partner was a jealous dude, and he sent her flowers to work anonymously. She was freaked out because she didn't know who sent them, and she was scared her partner would be pissed off about it. OP, you suck for this. What a weird power play. I think the flowers came from her side piece, so she hid them from you and didn't want you to see them. This is what I think too. But what worries me most is that she also texted whoever and asked them about the flowers, and if they told her they didn't send them, and she didn't immediately think to ask me, are there multiple others? My local radio station does this. They call it the love trap. Suspecting partners will sign up and give their partner's number to the station. The station calls the number, claims to be a new local florist, and they want a free bouquet of flowers and free delivery since they want their name to get out there. They ask for a name and message to put on the flowers. The whole time, the suspecting partner's on the line as well, hearing everything. It's really beautiful. And I have to break in here. There's a lot of comments saying that this would be illegal in the United States due to state laws or FCC rules. However, perhaps this is happening in another country where it's allowed. But back to the issue at hand, and here's the next comment. Why have you decided to completely sabotage this relationship? She's working. You read into the fact that she took 20 minutes to call you back after she told you she was in the middle of something while working, and then you showed up at her apartment unexpected and you were surprised she was busy while she was still working, and that you were surprised she let you leave so she could go back to what she was doing before. The flowers didn't have a card, and you are clearly a jealous and suspicious person. She probably stuck the flowers in the fridge because for some reason you showed up right after she got unsigned flowers, and she hadn't got a chance to think about anything like, why would my boyfriend be sending me flowers with no card attached? She may have been texting her mother to ask if she had sent the flowers for Christmas. My mom is a person who I would check with if I didn't think my boyfriend had sent them. Why wouldn't you put a note or tell her or just bring them if you were already going to meet her there at the exact same time they were delivered? Strange. Because he obviously did it on purpose. He was running a little shit test on her. Send flowers without a note, show up right after, and see what she does. Does she hide them? Does she ask me about them? If she hides them, she's a liar and must be cheating. It's shady and immature. The girl probably hid them because OP is a jealous, controlling ass who plays little games with her like this all the time, and she was scared he'd flip out and assume she was cheating. Grow the hell up, OP. And Woven Web listeners, what are your thoughts? What advice would you give to these people in this situation? Let us know in the comments, and I appreciate you listening.